This is a beacon bright story, a showdown from a yesteryear that tells with God you're never alone, no giant you need to fear. Two armies came for battle, each set upon a slope. One believed their triumph near, the other surrendered hope. On a hill the Philistines taunted, arrogant, cruel and proud. The other side, the Israelites, a somewhat quieter crowd. For Goliath was a Philistine, a giant 9 foot tall, made Saul and all God's people feel teeny, weeny, small. Each day he'd shout, "Who will come?" Each morn he'd mock them all. Each time the ones he loved to taunt crawled into a ball. Over and over he barked again for 40 days and nights, but all the gathered servicemen were terror-filled with fright. He'd laugh and curse and sneer and swear and bullied them with glee. But Saul and all his army there cried, "Turn and run and flee!" Now the answer to the terror had yet to join the battle. The hero of our story was back home tending cattle. Jesse's boy called David would one day rule as king. But right here in the tale we tell was a shepherd who could sing. Although he had no teaching in warfare or its art, David learned a different craft, chasing God's own heart. Jesse said, "Take this food, check your brother's needs. Deliver this bread I freshly baked, and don't forget the cheese." When David saw his brother and Israel set to fall, David said, "Well, I will fight." So they took him to see Saul. The king said, "You're young and keen and really rather brave, but take my armour tough and strong to save you from the grave." David said, "I'd rather not. It's really quite a weight. God who's rescued me before will bring the giant's fate." So David approached the giant, and the Titan to Jesse's son. Across the valley silence fell. The contest had begun. Goliath looked him up and down and roared, "He's just a boy, and I'm the greatest warrior. Prepare to be destroyed. You should have stayed back on your farm and kept watch on your herds. For I'm Goliath, big and strong. I'll feed you to the birds." But David knew a greater strength. With God, you're never alone. He crouched down by a nearby stream and collected 5 smooth stones. "You come with armour, sword and spear. You're really quite a whopper. But I stand with Almighty God. This day you'll come a cropper. For though you think you've got it all, with your mouth you make great boasts, but rather like my father's bread, prepare to end up toast." So David drew his trusty sling. He swung it round and round. The stone whacked Goliath's head and knocked him to the ground. The Israelites jumped and cheered. Their enemies dashed away. For each and all who witnessed it knew God had won the day. So whatever your life story, an encounter year to year, know with God you're not alone. No giant you need to fear.